Alright, let's talk about Helldivers 2. Because in a gaming world where everybody seems to want $60, $70, even $80 for their new release, Helldivers 2 shows up at $40. And honestly, at that price it feels like one of the biggest steals you can buy right now. This is a game that's fun solo. It's amazing with friends, it's got room for the sweaty players who want to complete every single objective, and it's equally fun for the people who are just here for the chaos and the laughs. So let's break down why Helldivers 2 is worth your time and, more importantly, worth your money. So first off, let's talk about the price. $40? I mean, that's almost unheard of for a game that looks and feels this good. When most companies are cranking up prices, this one launched under the standard. Not as a free-to-play, not some early access half-baked mess, but a full experience that feels polished and addictive. But it doesn't stop there. I mean, let's talk about how Helldivers 2 handles monetization, because unlike most games today, it doesn't feel like it's trying to squeeze every last dollar out of your wallet. Instead of a typical battle pass that disappears after a few months, Helldivers 2 uses something called Warbonds. They work kind of like battle passes, but with one key difference: they never go away. Once a Warbond is released, it's always there for you to work on. No fear of missing out, no pressure to grind before timer runs out. And get this, you can actually earn the premium currency just by playing the game. That means if you put in the time, you can unlock Warbonds without ever having to spend another dime. Compare that to almost every other live service game where you're basically forced into the store if you want to keep up. Helldivers 2 actually rewards you for playing instead of punishing you for not opening your wallet. Think about that, $40 up front, a fair monetization system with no disappearing passes, and a way to earn premium currency just by playing? I mean, that's such a rare combo today, and it makes Helldivers 2 feel like one of the fairest games on the market right now. So, what is Helldivers 2 at its core? Well, it's a third-person, co-op focused shooter where you drop onto hostile planets, complete objectives, and then fight your way to extraction. Every mission is a part of this bigger galactic war to defend Super Earth, so even the small battles you fight are pushing the overall front lines forward. And it's just not just one type of enemy you're up against. This game throws three very different factions at you. The bugs, which come at you in endless swarms and overwhelm you with sheer numbers. The bots, who fight more tactically with ranged weapons, defenses, and forcing you to approach things carefully. And the squids, which are another horde-based faction, but with twists. Some of their units have shields, which force you to break them down before you can actually deal damage to them. The variety keeps the gameplay fresh because every faction requires a different approach, and that's true whether you're playing solo or with the full squad. Now, Helldivers 2 is definitely designed with co-op in mind, but here's the thing: it's not bad solo. If you want to hop in alone, grab some objectives, and see how far you can push yourself, you can. You're not forced into playing with others. Sure, you can try to go full chaos mode, guns blazing, stratagems flying, but most of the time that's going to end with you failing a mission. The real solo gameplay loop is a little bit different. It feels more like slipping into the role of a secret agent. You're sneaking around, playing super stealthy, carefully picking off enemies, and trying not to trigger an entire horde at once. So while co-op is the star of the show, solo play still has its own merit. It's slower, it's more methodical, and it really makes you think differently about how you approach each mission and even each engagement. Now, the real magic happens when you squad up. Helldivers 2 is one of those rare games where the chaos is just as fun as the success. You and your friends might start out trying to take everything seriously, complete the objectives, cover each other, plan out your stratagem drops, and then 10 minutes later you're screaming at each other because somebody accidentally called down an orbital strike on the entire team. And it's that balance of serious and stupid that makes the game so much fun. 1 second you're in perfect formation, clearing bugs with precision. The next second, you're laughing so hard you can't breathe because someone tripped over a mine and killed everybody. But here's the thing, it's not just chaos. The co-op experience has different flavors. Sometimes you run through a mission with plenty of reinforcements left over, mowing down enemies, and you feel like a well-oiled machine. Other times, it's the complete opposite. You're all out of lives, the entire squad is down, and you're spectating one teammate who is running for their life. You're yelling at the screen, praying they can stay long enough to finally throw down a reinforce. And even then, you just get one more Helldiver, not the whole squad, and that one person has to attempt to claw their way back up and get to a point where you guys can finish the mission. And that tension only gets worse when you've been scooping up samples the whole mission, because in Helldivers, samples aren't just loot, they're vital for your upgrades. If nobody makes it out with them, they're gone. And that's why you're at the edge of your seat in these clutch moments, praying that your teammate, or maybe even you, can just barely extract before getting swarmed. The victory isn't just about completing the mission, it's about making it home with the samples intact. And honestly, both experiences are amazing in their own way. Some nights you just want that smooth, flawless run where you feel unstoppable, and other nights it's all about that desperate last man standing chaos that makes you jump out of your chair when you actually pull it off. Helldivers 2 gives you both, and that's why co-op never really gets old. Now, the cool thing is that you can have the serious crowd and the casual crowd who play Helldivers. Serious crowd are the people who want to push to higher difficulties, complete every side objective, and really test themselves against those overwhelming odds, whereas the casual crowd are people who just want to jump in, kill some aliens, cause some chaos, and laugh when everything goes wrong. But even inside that, the game gives you a ton of variety with its 10 different difficulty levels. On the low end, it's basically a walk in the park. You can blast through all the missions, get comfortable, learn the ropes, but crank it up and it gets absolutely brutal. By the time you're at the top end, it feels like you're playing less like you're playing a shooter and more like you're playing an RPG, except in this RPG, you're the victim. You're not the hero slaying the monsters, you're the one being hunted, crushed, and overwhelmed at every turn. And that sliding scale of challenge makes the game endlessly replayable. Some days you just want to chill and farm a few samples. Other days you want to sweat it out and see if your squad can survive the absolute nightmare that is the highest difficulty. And the best part? Both options are fun. Now, another thing that I love about Helldivers is the sense of community. Even when you're not with your friends, you're still contributing to this massive ongoing galactic war. Every mission matters, and you can feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. And it's not just the numbers on screen, this game creates real moments, events that players will talk about for months or even years later. Things like the battle for Malevelon Creek or the desperate defense of Super Earth when the squids try to invade. If you were there, you get to say, I was on the front lines. I fought in that battle. I helped hold the line. That kind of shared history makes the game feel alive. It's not just missions, it's stories. It's being able to look back and say, yeah, I was there when the community came together and actually pulled it off. And it's those moments that keep you coming back because you don't want to miss the next one. Now, before I close this out, I have to talk about the presentation and the ambience. Helldivers 2 nails the ambience. The music swells at the perfect time, the sound design makes every weapon feel powerful, and the overall tone of the game just makes you feel like a complete badass. From the propaganda-style mission briefs to the triumphant music that kicks in as you're calling down an extraction shuttle, the game fully commits to that over-the-top, managed democracy vibe. It's cheesy, it's dramatic, and it works. You don't just play Helldivers 2, you feel it. So let's wrap this up. Helldivers 2 is $40, and at that price, it's honestly a no-brainer. It's one of the best deals in gaming right now. You're getting a game that works both in solo and in co-op. A game that can be as serious or silly as you want it to be, and a game that delivers non-stop stories, chaos, and laughs every time you play. Whether you're grinding out objectives like a pro or blowing up your friends on accident, or purpose, and laughing about it, Helldivers 2 is a game that gives you your money's worth and then some. And compared to the $70 and $80 games for being sold today, this one feels like a breath of fresh air. So yeah, if you're looking for your next co-op obsession, or just the best bang for your buck in gaming right now, Helldivers 2 is it. Now grab your gear, call down your stratagems, and spread some managed democracy. I will see you all on the battlefield.